What's up, guys? So I'm happy to say that today is the day, I hope, that we are going to get a ProCharger for the Ram. I'm headed right now to the bank to pull some cash and hopefully going to meet up with this guy, and if all is as expected, I'm going to be picking up a ProCharger today for the truck. It's not going to be going on for a little bit. I'm going to be piecing some stuff together, and I still have a lot more that I want to do to the truck and get some footage before it's ProCharged, but I kept my word, and basically I'm getting a ProCharger for this thing, so I'm happy to say that hopefully today's the day. But let's go on a little trip. No, well, mine's already going to be pretty much faster.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, like my truck, based against a stock SRT10, I'd blow the doors off that thing right now.
Jeez.
All right, here we are. Let's see what happens. Let's go get us a ProCharger. So just to give you guys a little backstory on what's going on is I've basically been trying to find, for those of you guys that don't know, I've been trying to find a ProCharger kit, a used one, a good quality used one, just because everything we've been doing on the channel has been kind of budget conscious. So I've been trying to basically do everything to the truck with the same, hopefully, mindset that you guys would have, that you're trying to kind of save money, have fun with your truck, not break the bank. But it's not to be cheap or anything like that, but I feel like, at least personally, if you save money while you're modding, a certain part or doing something in your truck, that either allows you to save money for other parts of your life, or you can actually save money and use it for more stuff than you would normally be able to afford for your vehicle. So this ProCharger kit, I think this is basically the full kit with the programmer, the injectors, everything ready to go. So this is like basically the whole, kit and caboodle to basically put on your truck and install. So you don't have to go out and buy injectors and tuners and all that stuff. It comes with it. So this one's a little bit more pricey. I think, with tax and all that stuff, it ends up being $6, $7 around there. Don't quote me exactly, but it ends up being pretty pricey. Whereas this I'm getting for significantly less. And even if I do decide to sell it later, it'd probably be worth about the same as what I'm paying for it. Or I might take a small loss, but nothing too substantial. So that's kind of the mindset that I'm using with this. And as far as what we're going to be doing with it, I'm probably not going to be installing it right away. I'm just getting it because I've located one, and I'm sure you guys can probably agree there's not that many ProCharger kits out there, let alone people that are selling them or giving them up, or ones that have low miles like this one. This one only has apparently around 700 miles on it, so it's basically a brand new kit. But that's kind of my backstory on it. But let's continue on this drive, and hopefully everything checks out. It's a big old modded out Chevy for you guys. Let me know what you guys think of that. Okay guys, we got her all loaded up. Thanks again, Shane, if you end up watching this. Great guy, and we ended up working this thing out. So we got it all loaded up in the truck here. Here's the intercooler. Of course, this isn't in the original packaging because he did use it for a little bit, but it's in great shape, and I'm happy to have dealt with him, and we got it sorted out. So it's got everything in here. All the parts are in there. I'm gonna go ahead, and once we get back, I'll show you guys everything laid out on the floor and what we got. But you guys can see everything. ProCharger, it's happening, guys. It's happening. We got a bunch of extra stuff too, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that stuff when we get back. Ooh, that person has some nice spikes on their wheels. You guys see those spikes? This big girl coming up on the side of us. Woo! It's a gasser. Okay guys, it's the next day because I ended up getting back late, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull the parts out of the truck and show you guys what I have. So Everything's boxed up now. Let me put this thing down so I can carry this box out of here, and we'll open everything up. Hey guys, so I have everything laid out on the floor. There's a ton of parts here, so I'm gonna go through hopefully everything with you guys. So obviously this is the money part. This is the supercharger, ProCharger. So this is basically what we got here, and then the pulleys are on the back. This is our adjustment for our belt adjustment, and this huge bracket that they give you to mount to the engine. So that's that stuff there. I know there's a few different versions of this. There's the black one and the polished one. This one's just a plain one. Honestly, I don't really care too much. Maybe down the road we'll do something cool, or we'll, you know, color match it to the truck or do something kind of funky with it. But for now, I'm just gonna throw it on. Here's the air filter. This attaches to the front here. So that's pretty straightforward. Maybe I might incorporate a better intake, because this one just basically pulls hot air from the back of the engine bay. Here's all our intercooler piping and our piping setup. So because this is a used kit, the previous guy basically cut all the stuff to length. So hopefully it should be a little bit quicker, because he was telling me that when you buy it from ProCharger, you have to cut all these. They don't really come to length, but he had to cut them, you know, accordingly to fit them. So hopefully it should go a little bit quicker. This thing here is a coolant bottle, so basically holds your coolant because you replace the stock one. We got some hoses. These are the top radiator hose. Comes with this hard pipe. So this is actually the previous owner's complete upper radiator hose. Normally you would just get this and you would chop your existing one, but he gave me his because he ended up putting it back to stock. So he replaced his hose, so this is his hose off his truck. So I'll just end up using this one since it's already cut the length, and I can keep my stock one. He also included a number of belts. So he was this one's a ProCharger one, and he gave me a couple other ones to try. So I think he was using these gator back ones, which he had good luck with. This is a part where it's for the crank, so you're supposed to pin the crank. They give you this kind of jig with a drill bit and then a pin, so you actually pin the crank, and he's got it taped up here for me, so that way the crank pulley doesn't spin on the crankshaft when you start putting the belts and everything on it. Got a little bit of hardware here. Over here we got some oil for the ProCharger. So they give you a few bottles of oil. He said he already changed the oil once, so I have 2 extra bottles to change it, because on the ProCharger it actually is separate, so it has its own oil, so it doesn't run off the oil on the engine like, you know, some of the other kits might, or a turbocharger. He also included this, which isn't normally included in the kit. I'm probably going to get an A-pillar gauge. He kind of told me that he wasn't too happy with how this fit and everything, but this is just a little boost gauge in here, and it goes on top of your console basically, but it's not a replacement piece. It kind of just sits on top, which he was telling me he wasn't too happy with the fitment. So, but either way, he included it, so thanks for that. In here we have the map sensor and all of our fuel injectors, so all that stuff is in here zipped up or sealed up, and we'll have to replace the fuel injectors. And then we have a few more parts here. This is for the radiator hose over there. They get you to change it where it goes onto the thermostat, so they give you this piece, which has a different, I think a different kind of neck on it to get it out of the way of the supercharger when you put it on. And a few more parts here. Here's basically, this is the brake booster line. This is his existing one, or previous one, where he had to cut it and put in this kind of manifold that they give you. So this is his whole brake booster line, so I can replace mine without having to cut it and measure it. So he's already done that for me. And then it has a tee off here for the boost gauge that he was using. And then also this goes straight to this mechanism, which the vacuum line basically opens this. So this is your you know, some people call it a blow-off valve or a bypass valve. So that's this piece, and basically it lets out excess boost, or basically controls your boost as well. So there's that piece. And in this box we have the Diablo Sport i2. So this is a Diablo Sport i2, but he was also explaining to me too that this one doesn't have any canned tunes in it. It's called something like an OEM loader or something, or basically you can only get a custom tune with this. So when you plug it into the truck, you can only use it for a custom tune. You can't actually select any canned tunes out of this thing. So the other one that you guys know that I have currently on my truck, you can select some canned tunes. This one you cannot. We have a whole book full of instructions. And then the last box over here, we have basically a bunch of brackets, pulleys, steel pulleys to replace, because I think they get rid of the plastic ones, and basically just some billet brackets and hardware to mount the supercharger to the engine. Here's the intercooler. This is gonna go right behind the grill, and we're gonna have to actually replace the active grill shutters that are on my truck. So those active grill shutters will come out, and this will go in its place. I'm not gonna take it out of the packaging just yet because we're not ready to install it, but it's all looking good and brand new in there. But this will look super cool behind the grill. I might actually change out my grill inserts to the honeycomb ones just so you can see this a little bit better, because on my current sport grill with those slats, I don't think you can see this behind it. And I think those honeycomb grills will actually give it a bit more airflow, which will be cool too. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. There's gonna be a ton more content coming on this. I'm not gonna put it on immediately, but I might kind of do it in stages. But before I actually bolt this thing on, I kind of just wanted to pick it up so that we had it for the channel, for the truck. But I'm probably going to eventually kind of do it in stages. I don't want to take my truck completely out of commission, so I might do a few things. I might kind of install the intercooler and the piping, and do that crank pin, and then that way I can just slap on the supercharger, bolt it up one day basically, and it's ready to rock. So I'm gonna do it in stages just so my truck's not out of commission, like I said, for maybe a day or two. That's my thoughts. But before we actually bolt that ProCharger up, I want to do some tests on the truck, so I might actually take it to the track and see how quick it is, you know, naturally aspirated before we slap this thing on, so we can kind of have a measurement to see how much faster it is before and after, to see if it's worth it. I know it's going to be worth it, but I do want to do that comparison for you guys. But as always, give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because we're going to be posting a ton of content on this and other stuff as well. But we'll see you on the next video. Take care.